A few weeks ago, I was able to grab Razer's Firefly RGB Mousepad, and when it got here, it was super underwhelming. You could barely see the lighting underneath, and customization was very limited. And when I put it on my system, it was an awkward fit because I already had a extended mousepad, the one you're seeing behind me, and putting it on top of it because I didn't want to get rid of the extended mousepad. It felt very weird, so it felt out of place. And it dawned on me, why don't MSI and Razer, the guys that provide us with RGB mousepad, why don't they make an extended RGB mousepad? So instead of waiting for them to make it, let's make one ourselves. So you're gonna need a couple things for this project. Number one is the acrylic base. I got this from Tap Plastics. They're a store near my place that sells and cuts acrylic for you to however you want it. Number two is RGB strips, a couple of reflective papers, and some tape, and probably some scissors. And also, importantly, a mousepad. So you're going to need the dimensions of your mousepad to match the dimensions on your acrylic. Mine was 80 centimeters by 30 centimeters. You're going to need to cut a slit across the acrylic. I had mine cut from where I bought it, the Tap Plastics. They did it for free. So if you don't have the means, maybe you know someone with a laser cutter or a Dremel that you could borrow. Any means necessary. So the slit was 70 centimeters. So the slit was 70 centimeters across and about a centimeter of depth, which is how thick the RGB strip was. And maybe you'd want it a little bit thicker, and I'll show you why later. So first thing you need to do with the acrylic is flip it to the bottom side. We're going to put some tape over it. This is where the RGB strip is going to sit and stick to. Next, what we're going to do is put in the RGB. Now, the slit is only about a centimeter wide, which was a huge oversight by me, not accounting for the RGB controller, which was a few millimeters thicker than the RGB strip, so it bulges out, and it's not actually going to be a problem for me. So if I were you, I'd take it into account for your measurements. Now, next is the reflective paper. You're gonna cut a few strips, just enough that it covers the RGB strip, the RGB strips. So we'll put it on, and we'll put it on top of it. So we'll have the light bounce back right on to itself and across the panel, and then just tape all over it. Tape on the RGB controller as well, so it doesn't move around, as well as the cable. And lastly, you just put on that sweet mousepad on top, and we are done. And here it is in action. A very RGB extended mousepad. It's probably the world's first, I think. I didn't really expect this project to go as smoothly as it did, and it was really fun to do. Super easy to do, and I suggest you guys try it out as well. And here's more footage of it in its default configuration. So leave a like if you liked it, dislike if you hate extended mousepads for some reason, and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.